Alrighty then. Um, I was trying to get the tabletop stuff going on with the table behind me. Just not liking the quality of the videos. I may upload them anyway, but they're not. I'm sorry, but Tabletop Simulator. Well, that one I can handle. So, I'm gonna do a playthrough of Fortune and Glory. I'm just gonna play and record. Doesn't matter how long this video is. I'll break it up into my usual hours. What I've been doing was stopping the video. I think I'm just going to stop the video if I get tired or I need to step away from it because I can splice them all together or I can cut hour-long segments out as I go. So here we go. And this is going to be kind of a learn to play as well for those that don't know how to play the game. Let me get, oh, you know what I did forget? Let me get my Fortune and Glory rulebook up. I look. There we go. Very nice. Read it. Revised version of the rulebook. Alrighty, set up. So basically, unfold and place the board on the game and decide if we're going to play a competitive, team competitive, or cooperative game. I believe solo falls under cooperative as far as that goes. Um, I'm just going to do this as a solo playthrough, control one person that way. Because oh, excuse me, sorry about that, guys. Double check the solo rules. Here it is, solo. Uh, okay, so when you play solo, you can do two heroes and just treat it like a cooperative multiplayer game. Or oh, excuse me. Basically, you all it is. The only real difference is that you just skip the initiative phase and roll doubles for movement. Villains are still going to need to have two villains in play and reach 20 on the track. Yeah, one player, we need 15 fortune. The villains need 20 on the villain track. Place two. If we're playing two player, it's 20 fortune combined and 15 on the villain track. Okay, so I have to decide if I want to play one solo or two. I think I'm going to play two adventures just so that in this playthrough you can see basically, you'll see what a cooperative game with 2 would be like. Oh, the other difference in solo is if I played 2, I would get we would share one hand of event cards and stuff. It's not 2 different hands. If I'm playing 2, that's. But I'm gonna kind of treat it that way. So basically, we have to shuffle and place all the decks. First, we do the board. Let me zoom in on the board real quick for you guys. So let's go over the example. So on the game board, you see that each sea spaces have numbers. That's the number of movement points it costs to go into the sea space. Land spaces are just one. Cities are their own zones. So if you're in Hong Kong and wanted to go to Shanghai, it costs you 2 points. 1 to go into the China space, and 2 into Shanghai. The borders are black. Japan, the South Pacific Islands, and UK are going to be one zone. You don't actually have to enter the water. You'll enter the bigger water around. So, for example, if I wanted to go to Japan by sea, I would go out of Hong Kong for 2 points into the South Pacific, 2 more points for a total of 4 in the north, and 5 to go into Japan. If I wanted to do that, the land route, it's 1 into China, another point, 2 points into Manchuria, and a third point into Japan, and a 4th point into Tokyo. So it's slightly faster to go by land. And also realize it's the 1930s too, so complaining about that. Although I don't know why you would be complaining about realism in a board game about going to do Indiana Jones stuff. The only other thing to note is the Pacific crossing here, this 1 point zone, is mirrored over here. These 2 areas are both one big circle. So when you go from the Western Pacific to the Pacific crossing, you are also here, and then you could go to there. So to go from Tokyo to San Francisco would be 2 points to the north, 3 points into Pacific, 4 points into the Western, and then your 5th point into San Fran or Los Angeles. Hope that made sense. Terrain zones also have terrain icons. The ones with the red border are deep jungle. If there is an adventure in there, it's going to be hidden, and it's going to be harder to find. Right? That over here for a second. My rule book over here. All right, next is, like I said, shuffle and place cards then. All right. The cards we're going to have, just so I can go real quick, we're going to shuffle these guys real quick for us, is city event cards. They basically are going to have something that you do in the city. Whenever you stay in a city, you do this. You have to do that first before you do anything else, because in a city, you can fly out of that city to another city. You can buy gear and allies for 5 glory each. You can buy common items, which are in this deck. This is why we're not going to shuffle this deck. But it's basically a list of goodies you could purchase. If I do it, I may spread them out up here. Here are the gear and allies. Give them a shuffle. Oh, and you can also sell your artifacts at an additional fortune for a major city. Oh, forgot to tell you about that. Gold borders are major cities. Regular cities or minor cities are borders. We have the Danger and Cliffhanger deck, which I like that they did. They put a cover sheet on the top. It is a race of good versus evil, and only a cunning and agile explorer can claim the ultimate prize of fortune and glory, by Jason C. Hill, designer of the game. But they put a cover on here because you draw from the top. Tabletop Simulator doesn't seem to have a mechanic for selecting to draw from the bottom. You know, it's like bags. You can do first in, first out, last in, last out. You can do random. But in card decks, you just draw from the top. So you're not allowed to know. In the real game, you're going to draw from the bottom of the deck. Technically, you also shuffle after every one, which is a pain in the butt. But here, I can't. Then we have event cards. You're going to get those when you roll onesies for initiative and for movement. You have an enemy deck whenever it tells you to fight a random enemy. You have a Nazi deck for when you have to fight a random Nazi. Then this deck, we're not going to shuffle this one. We're going to zoom in here and take a look real quick. You have Nazi soldiers. You have zombies. You have the Order of the Crimson Hand and Dark Creatures. And then you have Crimson Assassins, and sorry, this one is the Order of the Crimson Hand has mobsters on the back. Sorry. We're just going to put all of these right here in this spot. They're just reference cards, so whenever it tells you just to grab somebody. Then we have a villain event deck. This villain event deck is only used in cooperative games or solo. If you're playing competitive, which is which each player is trying to reach 15 glory on their own or whatever their target number is, they can actually play cards against each other, and you're kind of like Belloc versus Dr. Jones kind of thing. That's my favorite way to play. Can't talk today. That's those decks. We come over here. We have personal missions. They were added in an expansion. They give a little extra incentive to do stuff and rewards. Location deck for randomizing where things are. Adventures. Why is this? Huh. I don't know why it's gray. I'm gonna make it green. Just because the temples in the actual, maybe in the new revised game, they're green. But I'll leave this token. There we go. Should have done that in pre, but that's okay. Then we have artifacts and adventures. We'll cover those in a minute. That's part of the funness of the game. How you prepare counters, dice, and figures, and then draw and place heroes. Normally, you randomly draw 2 hero character sheets and choose one to play. I'm just going to randomly draw 2. We're going to shuffle them up. I'm going to draw 1. Draw a second one. All right, so my first hero. Dun, dun, dun. Angel Espinoza, the Grease Monkey. Female Mexican tech. She starts in Mexico City. She has a combat 4, agility 3, cunning 3, and lore 2. That is the number of dice she rolls on checks. Her abilities are workshop. She may buy gear cards for 2 less glory, so they are 3 to her normally. Expert mechanic. She can add 2 adventure dice to any tech or trap task. Way to go, Angel. So let's find her. And she starts in Mexico City, of course. Boop. Oh, and she has 5 wounds before she's KO with a defensive 1. I think all the players have a defensive 1, but I'm not 100% sure. Then we got Alexander Cartwright. He's a reclusive novelist. He's in Rio de Janeiro. He has 3 combat, 4 agility, 2 cunning, 4 lore, with 6 wounds and 1 defense. His ability is resourceful. When drawing an event card, he can draw 2 and choose to keep 1, discarding the other. He also has experience. He may always exert to add an extra adventure dice to a test, even if not in a cliffhanger. Okay, we'll cover that in a minute. But basically, exertion is you take a wound to add an extra die to your test. So basically, you go, I'm going to hurt myself, roll a die. So you might be able to do it. But you cannot do it on a regular danger. You can only do it on cliffhangers. He can do it at any time because he's resourceful. Alexander Cartwright in Rio de Janeiro. All right. Those are our heroes. Oh, what does he say? I can handle myself. And he is. I've seen things you wouldn't believe. All right. Prepare the danger decks and draw and place starting artifacts. All right, so we're going to go over these just real quick because this is going to be preparing the danger deck. I'm going to pull a couple of these out of here. Nope, not that one. That one's okay. That was not bad. That one's cool. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I hate that. They don't go in. I gotta plant the cards for some reason, and then they'll restack. So this is a normal test. You're gonna have a test. The anatomy of a test is that you basically have the symbol at the top, which is a danger, or on the flip side, it is a cliffhanger. Sorry, and then those will also be displayed in the text under the very nice artwork, by the way. Love Flying Frog, amazing game company. So this is a danger tech water test. So anything that would apply to that would, matter of fact, it would, because if you looked on her sheet, she gets 2 adventure dice during any tech or trap test. So this would actually qualify. It is a tech test. Then you have the glory section, which is that's how much glory you're going to gain, and then there's flavor text, and then there are the actual tests themselves. In this case, there's only one test. You would do a cunning 5 test. So she would roll the number of dice, her cunning stat plus 2, because she has that. If you had any cards that applied, they would do. Then you have those little gray X's. Those are success icons. That's what these are. So when you make the test, you will roll your dice. If you get at least 1 5, you get a success, and then you may pick up all your dice and try again. That is, and then if you get it, you make it. If you ever fail, then you have failed the test. You either flip it to the cliffhanger, or if you're on a cliffhanger, you are KO'd. That's a basic test. Then you get tests like this one. Okay. Oh, you know what? I don't have to do that. Hit the zoom in there. So this one is a danger mob treachery one. It's a cunning or discard 2 fortune or fight. So basically, if you do the test, you have to do a cunning test. You have to roll a 6 or higher on a 6-sided die. Based on your cunning, how many dice you roll is your cunning stat again. But you need 1 success. Or you just discard 2 fortune, which is bad. That's your victory points. Or you fight. You must fight mobsters. In this case, it says mobsters. It doesn't say random. So you would go to this deck down here, and you would find the mobster card, and you would fight that card. On the back of this one is take hits, take D6 plus 1 hits, or take 1 wound, then discard 3 fortune. So you got to basically do what's on the card. Then you have a card like this one over here, which is a wild beast. This is just choose one of these tests. So you do the math, you do the odds. I usually don't do math in my head. I just do the odds. Or not, I don't do the odds or the math. I just do what's thematic. Then the other important one is this one. So one of the expansions added what they call deadly test. When you see the success icon there, or the success X's, number of in red, you have to get them all in one die roll. So your very first check, you're going to roll all your agility dice. You need a 5 or higher, and you have to get 2 of the dice have to be 5 or higher, or you fail. Okay. If you fail a test, it'll automatically go to cliffhanger, and your turn ends basically because you goofed. There's other rules apply, but we'll apply them when we go into the game. Now we're gonna place one of my favorites. We're gonna do this one here. Oh, and so what I've heard, by the way, is these sheets did not come with the game, but if you can print them on Board Game Geek if you have a physical copy of the game. I may do it just to check it out, but I mean, decks can go wherever. I don't really care, and the tracker sheets are not completely necessary, but they're nice. In a tabletop, it's great. So what we do now is we're going to create 4 artifacts that are going to be across the globe to go after. The first one is the shadow. Dump it over here real quick. And every artifact is going to have be one of 4. It's going to be either a jewelry item, an armor item, a weapon, or a temple. It's going to have a cost. It's going to have a reward. So this particular one is going to be, let me move over here so you can actually see it, is going to be worth 3 fortune, 3 victory points. And you're gonna hear me say that, and it's kind of weird. I would one of these days I want to talk to one of the designers or somebody at the company and go, why exactly they chose to do the mechanic that way, where fortune is your victory points, but glory is your currency to buy stuff. I mean, thematically in my head, what it is that the fortune is you're amassing your a fortune in monetary wise, and then that's how you get to victory. While glory is, oh, you're Dr. Jones? Well, here, have this gun and whip. Whereas, who are you? What are you doing? Yeah, no. So, yeah, that kind of thing. So that's what I kind of equated to. But it's just interesting that they did that. Okay, now the second part of any artifact is going to be its adventure. We draw one of these, we flip it over, and it is power. So in this case, it's the Shadow of Power. Each adventure is going to have a number of dangers you have to complete for that adventure. This is 5. They're also going to have 1 or more or no stats or keywords, whatever you want to call them. Basically, I believe they are mystic, faith, magic, and death. I think I would have to double. Actually, hold on. I've got my rule book because I have the actual fortune players over here, and it's actually set up on the table behind me. Yeah, so the symbols are on the back here. Oh, there we go. Ta-da. So those are going to be myth. The top one is myth, faith, magic, and death. Okay. Then you have and then of course it might have special text that apply to when you get the artifact or while you're trying to get it. It'll be underneath the power in that little square box. Then they have little flavor text. Long thought to have been destroyed, the piece is said to bring any who willed it ultimate power. That the very elements of the earth would shake and bend to the will of the one who carries it. So it's the Shadow of Power. Then we're going to figure out where it's going to be. So that's what these tokens are for here. They basically go, you just assign them in here, and there's extra ones for if you got more. So then we draw a location card for where it's going to be. This one is located in Western Europe. So we take the marker, we go to Western Europe. We'll plop it down right there, and that's where that adventure of the Shadow of Power is. Next one is the Sword. Oh, wow. It's the Sword of the Dead. The ability to raise the dead has been sought after for millennia. Through magic, disease, or some otherworldly means, necromancy has existed since the dawn of time. He who has control of the dead has the power to conquer the world. It is magic and death, of course. It does have text. It's after all dangers, you must fight and defeat zombies in order to get the artifact. And it's 3 dangers to acquire. And that puts it under. Nice. It is going to be located in Arabia. Dun, 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 dun. In the desert there. Bugs. Third artifact is the Shroud. Or 3 of Poseidon. Ancient Greek lord of the sea, Poseidon ruled over the vast oceans of the world, giving calm winds to those he favored and dashing upon the rocks those he did not. To be favored by Poseidon would mean life or death to those at sea. While you have this artifact, you may always move through sea spaces for 1 movement each. Impressive. Then, located in the Himalayas. The Sword of Poseidon has made its way to the Himalayas. So I bet you some Tibetan monks have it. Ooh, better yet, it's sitting on a shelf behind Miriam's bar in the movie. Now I'm going to watch the movie again and be like, is there a sword? Where's the sword? Is there a sword? That's the sword. That's the sword. That's the Sword of Poseidon. Next one is the Valley. This is actually a temple. I'm glad we drew one. So temples are unique in that their value, you don't sell them in a city to get a value. You go there and you get coins. It has an escape value, so should the temple crumble or collapse, this case you have to make an agility 4 test and you have to have 4 successes. So you're going to make 6 rolls and try to get out of there or get KO. It is the Valley, though, of Doom, of course. How nice is that? The Valley of Doom. It is said that doom will fall to those who hunt for the ancient relic. It was never meant for the hands of mortal men. This has everything. and 4 dangers, which basically 4 dangers means it's collapse wise. It's and then I'll mark it. Oh, look, they have a token. Oh, nice. So much you do mark it like that. Oh, nice. Okay, and it's gonna be located. This temple is in the heartland of the United States. Here, whoop, and put the marker to go with it. We put a token, this temple token down because when you complete it, if you complete it and get all the gold off of it, you will actually get 6. You get something to go sell eventually. So we're gonna put. I'm gonna put them down here. There's plenty. Oh, I got 7. Go back. Oopsies. All right. They do both sides on this. They did. They scanned both sides. That was very nice of them. All right. So basically, every time you do a danger or complete a cliffhanger, you're going to get a coin. But if you ever go to a cliffhanger, you're going to roll the number of danger in dice, and any 1s or 2s puts collapse markers. If you get enough collapse markers equal to the danger, then the temple starts to collapse. That is it. Yes. All right. That should be it. We should be ready. Oh, no. The vile organization. So there are possibly three vile organizations that can be. The Nazis, of course. The Mob. And the Crimson Hand. Crimson Hand I love because Firefog just uses them in like all their games. They are definitely a vile organization. For this playthrough, since it's the first one, I'm going to use the one from the base game, which is going to be the Nazis. They're the most complex of them all, I believe. The Crimson Hands has some other effects, but I don't think they're as complex. To be honest with you. So I'm going to unlock these. The designer of this, for whatever reason, has locked these. So, because I'm just going to move these down here. Then I'm going to relock them down here. That way I don't accidentally pick them up. I'm going to leave that. So the Zeppelin, it's a war Zeppelin. We use it in the cooperative game. There is a lesser version of the Zeppelin. It's not as harsh, and it collects gold as it moves around the board in the competitive game. So we're going to flip that back over. I'm going to lock it down right there. Move this one up here just to remind me that the vile, evil Nazis are our vile organization. Then we're going to grab all the Nazi stuff. You know what's a shame is that they had to put a disclaimer in their rule books somewhere. I can't remember. Like the original rules, I don't think they had them in there. Yeah, they ended up having to put pulp adventure and historical content. Fortune and Glory is set in the pulp adventure genre of the late 1930s. As such, it includes enemies and villains that are part of the Nazi party that had taken hold in Germany at the time, as well as the corresponding historical iconography. The usage of Nazis and their iconography is purely rooted in historical context and is absolutely not intended to condone or glorify them or their actions in any way. If you find this material strongly objectionable, it is our recommendation that you do not use this product. Please game responsibly. I think the phrase shouldn't be please game responsibly. It should just don't be a moron. People that seem to take this stuff objectionably when it's in a context of a joke or something is I don't know, is to each their own. It's just so annoying to me. It's like people who will look at a comedian whose job it is to do humor and say that was an offensive joke. And it's like, no, the joke was not offensive. It was a joke. You took offense to the joke. And where you have to gauge it is, Did 10,000 people or 1,000,000 people find it funny, and you're the only one that didn't, or you're one of 100 that didn't? Or did 10,000 people find it offensive and not funny, and then suddenly it's not a joke and it is offensive? But most of the time I find it's you found it offensive. It's not an offensive joke. But that was me starting my rant. You're going to learn I rant a lot about a lot. But they actually had to put that in there. That is so, it's just so sad that we've gotten to that point now where it's like you see Nazis in a game and you're going to go, oh my God, how dare they? I just, yeah, like I said, it boggles my mind. But that's okay. All right, there's the Wars Upload. We're going to get him ready. I'm going to get one of these tokens ready too. We need it. We're going to get a soldier ready as well. We're going to need that one. So the Vile organization is going to have these cards. The first one is just its regular card. These are the special rules that apply to it. All of them are going to have it. They're going to have different set of rules that apply to them. The mobs are going to have one. The Crimson Hand's going to have theirs. Then they're going to have a tactics card, because there are going to be cards in the villain event deck that say roll a Nazi a tactic, and they're going to do something. On the backside of the tactics card in real life in my box is the outpost information about the secret bases, and you can attack a secret base to try to wipe it off the map, but it's going to do stuff. And then, of course, the Wars Upload. Then you have, I'll put these guys together because I'm going to use them over here. Put them right there for now. You have the villains themselves. The Nazis have 3. The Crimson Hand has 3, and the Mobs has 5. There were 2 added in an expansion, I believe. But so they have their little tokens. We'll get them ready. Just gonna move them over here, and we have Colonel Stahl, who searches 3. That's how many dice he rolls when he's looking for artifacts and stuff, or when you're trying to sneak past him. He has a combat of 5, and he's ruthless. When he's searching, he gets successes on 3s instead of 4, 5s, or 6s. But he gets wounded on a 1 or 2 instead of just the 1. You'll find that later. He's got 7 wounds, 1 defense, and combat 5. Hertoffel, Occult Specialist, 4 and 4. He has knowledge, so his adventure dice rolls of 6 count as 2 successes. Very nice. His arcane lore gains a +1 combat for each artifact that they have. And he's pretty tough, too. I'm going to stack him in there. Then we have Tressa, Femme Fatale. 4 search, 3 combat, her domination. Heroes in her space are -1 defense, and allies in her space are -1 loyalty. We're going to put these together. We're going to flip them over, and we're going to put them over here, and we're going to shuffle them up. Because the way it works for the villains is in a 1 to 4 player game, you're going to draw 2 villains to start the game off with. The third one can come in it later, but at any given time, there's definitely 2. The first one is going to go onto an artifact and be ready to explore right off the bat. The second one is going to go 2-1 in the first turn. So we're going to draw one. Again, we shuffle it. We draw one, and it is Colonel Stahl. So Colonel Stahl is going to go out there. He gets deployed to the most has the most glory, which is the Valley of the Doomed, which is located. It's the temple. So Colonel Stahl has snuck his way into the Hotland, and he is going to go be trying to find things in the temple. Oh, I forgot. These guys get, whenever they get deployed, they're going to get 2 Nazi soldiers on them. It basically gives them 2 extra combat points because they're extra soldiers, and they take the first 2 hits that they would take. They are not considered on the board, so they don't stop. Normally, enemy soldier, a Nazi soldier, a mobster, or a Crimson Hand guy on the board can typically stop you. I don't think Crimson Hand actually does, but I digress. So he deploys and he's ready to go. The next one is Herr Tuffel. Herr Tuffel will be ready to go. They put these little things here for KO, delayed, and ready, which is nice because you can just put your marker on each one. The original game, the way it works is deployed is on the map. Ready is the miniature on the card. All right, real quick. And then delayed is he almost got delayed. You can't do it in tabletop, so it's kind of nice that he did it. But basically, delayed is your counter's knocked over. You lay your counter over on the side, and it's delayed, and so on his turn he would stand up on his card, and then KO'd would be you flip it over, and then you put the counter knocked over on the card. And so the first thing you do on their turn is you move it over, but leave the counter on its side. That is delayed. Tabletop's harder to do that. It's harder to knock these little guys over. So he just goes into the ready spot there. And then it looks like Tressa's not going to join us right now. She can join us because of card effects and stuff. All right. Then the last thing we're going to do is based on here. It is, those are the henchman guards. The War Zeppelin, the secret bases. So it does say that the Nazis are going to begin the game with a secret base, a Nazi soldier figure, and a War Zeppelin, all placed in a single random location. The flavor text is spreading across the globe in the hunt for occult artifacts. The Nazi construct hidden bases to collect these ancient pieces and to house countless hordes of soldiers and munitions. Typical, bad guy stuff. All right, so we're going to draw a location card. The Andes. So the Nazis in our game have started down here. Their secret base is in the Andes. And the Zeppelin is going to start there as well. Zeppelin's going to fly around and drop stuff, but you can go and actually attack it. And you could destroy the Zeppelin, but it's going to pop back up. They basically make another one. All right, now we have officially set up the board. Not bad. All right. Not bad. 37 minutes setup. That's about right for when I'm doing my, because it's actually, I don't know if you guys can see it over here on the board. Actually, you know what? I can turn it on real quick. There it is. That is actually behind me right now, guys. That is the actual game setup I'm playing. I was trying to video it, and I may try to keep doing it, but you can't really tell a lot of detail. That's the only thing that's sad. I think I want to try maybe a handheld, like hold it my cell phone or the camera in one hand and play it and video it as I play. But I don't know. Like I said, because I don't have a really great camera setup. Even an overhead camera is not very detailed that I have. But it is. But this is the Force of Glory with all the cards in. So we have the actual cards. So this is the game for playing in the room. Solo play myself that when I'm not on tabletop filming this stuff for you guys. Oh, back to the game, back to this game, and turn that off. Okay. All right, so back to the game. All right, so we're good. So the Vile organization. I'm actually going to use this book. I don't like using this book because it's not an official thing, but I'm going to have what I need in it now. So. Oh yeah, there is a random city after KO. It says any KO'd hero is moved to a random city instead of the home city. This rule will prevent heroes from trying to get KO'd for a free ride home. A variation of this optional rule is that any KO'd hero is moved to the nearest city instead of his home city. I like the nearest city because it's kind of like you got KO'd while in an adventure while you ended up you wake up in the nearest hospital or city. I do like that one. I'm gonna find the victory points again. I totally forgot them. I think it's 20 for me and 15 for the Nazis. Hamburgers. Oh yeah, there's a board game cube. Uh, hey babe, I don't see my victory point conditions on there. Back up here to this document. What are you doing? You want to be a zombie for Halloween? Ooh, that would be funny. Yeah. Huh? Oh, you were doing it in your room? Oh. And then maybe we can get an old shirt, kind of rip it a little bit, or tear the seam off of here. Have to pull it, Yeah, but if you pull the seam off of this, it'll unravel down, and then we can put it in. Maybe put a hole in it or something. Yeah, put a hole in it or something. Yeah, and then we could just make them green and bloody or something. We can figure something out. That's a good idea. Yeah, your face. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. But yeah, that sounds like a good idea. We can do that. That sounds good. Looks like the Booger Fairy has a her zombie outfit idea, which is a far cry from Witch, which was the last couple of years, I think. So apologize for that. We're gonna go back into here for setup. Yeah, 15 fortune for I'm sorry, 20 fortune for my group of two heroes, and villain track goes to 15. And then we are in trouble. Okay, we don't have to lose fortune. I forgot about that. Okay, that's a good note. Okay. Just as a reminder, I'm going to put a token over 16, 17 to show that they're blocked off. We're not going any further. Uh, I should figure out something to do to block that off. That would be kind of cool. You just instead of going through, you can put tokens over all of them, but that's funny. Scale the thing down one. That's funny. Oh. I think it's counter limited. That's what I'm doing. Okay, sorry. Technically, I could load and be like, all right, farting around. Ha! That's so funny. Kind of covered them all up. I don't know why. I just found that entertaining, guys. Sorry about that. All right. All right, and then we need 20 total fortune. I will start amassing our glory in a pile right here. All right, and then as a reminder, oops, wrong button. Ah. All right. So there is a little counter right there that we can do that's going to help us track. Remind me that we need 20 fortune combined between us. The Nazis are all blocked off. They go to 15 and then they win the game. They basically get points when they do stuff. So the first thing we do is the initiative phase. We roll for the first player. Any ones get an event card, and then we activate any cards that are, what you call it. Let's do this too, by the way. This, so I can just roll dice together. I'm going to change Alexander Cartwright, the novelist, to have blue dice. How's that sound? There we go. 8 dice for him. She's going to have the white dice. He's going to have the blue dice. And the Nazis are going to have the green dice from the base game. All right. So we both roll the die. Oh, son of a gun. I forgot to do that. Let me lock these down. There we go. Now it's not going to happen. See, I can pick them up now. Whoop. We're going to roll space down here. We roll for initiative. She gets a 4. He gets a 2. So she's going to go first. So she gets the little marker. That's the Flying Frog. I love this because Flying Frog Productions, they do this for every single one of their video games. Or video games, I'm sorry. They're board games. So this is the frog for Fortune and Glory. The frog for Shadows of Brimstone, which is a Old West meets Cthulhu board game, which is actually all these containers set up that my board is actually on. Is a cowboy, a frog who's a cowboy. The Last Night on Earth, which is a zombie apocalypse game, it has a zombie frog, and so on. So it's great first player marker. I should get them all out of the boxes one day and just take a picture. That would be awesome. Again, Flying Frog Productions, just amazing. I have a bunch of their games. They're just phenomenal, and they're great. Every time I order something, they're sending me signed cards. My Shadows of Brimstone collection, I have to pull them out. They're signed cards. Two of the cards I got are signed by Jason Hill, the designer of Fortune and Glory, and then some of the cards are by the designers of that game, and then some they're saying I don't have no idea who they are. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and start playing the game. So again, we've done the first, so now we're gonna move. Now she's gonna roll a die to move. She actually rolled a 1, so she gets an event card. We draw the event card. It is Malaria. It is an event, terrain, and disease card. Play it on any hero, enemy, or villain in a jungle space. They immediately take D6 hits. Or play while in a jungle space during your adventure phase and gain 3 glory. The cards are going to do that, and I really like that the Flying Frog done this. So if you're playing competitively, there's an option to hurt your... You're like, oh, are you in a jungle? Dang the luck, you got malaria. Or you can do enemies or villains. Or if you're playing cooperative, or you don't feel like doing that, you can give yourself 3 glory. So then she only gets to move 1, though. So she is only going to be able to leave her town. Go, you know what? She could go up there and fight him, but she's gonna have to jump into Mexico. Then old Alexander Cartwright, he rolls a 3, so he gets to move 3. He is also gonna have issues getting somewhere. 3, he could go over here and be closer to one of these two. Dang, neither one of them got anywhere. That's okay. So 2, 3 to the Ivory Coast. That gives them some options for later on. There is an option they could have, since they were in cities, to fly. I believe. Oh, there it is. Though flying was relatively new in the 1930s, there was a system in place for commercial flights all over the world. A hero that either starts their move in a city or enters a city during their move may interrupt their move to take a flight to another city. It costs you 2 fortune points to fly to any major city, or 3 fortune to fly to a minor city. Note that only the destination city matters, not which one you're flying out of. Ooh, and that's fortune. That's your victory points. So basically, you can sacrifice victory points to quickly get to someplace that you need to be. All right. So now that they've both moved, we now go to the adventure phase. Depending on where the hero is, there's different types of adventures that you can be carried out. Basically, if you're at a artifact adventure, you do that adventure. If you are in a city, you do the city adventure. If, in our cases, neither one of our people got anywhere, so it is basically just a encounter, I guess you want to call it. Just like a travel encounter. You basically are going to roll a die. On a 1, you have to draw a random enemy and fight them. On a 2 to 3, nothing. It's uneventful traveling. On a 2, uneventful traveling. On a 4, 5, or 6, you draw an event card. Same for him, since he's in the middle. He's off also, so we roll a die for him. He rolls a 5. He gets an event card. Oh, play immediately. Expanding influence. Place a mobster thug into 2 random cities on the board. And then this is our turf now. Get used to it. Limit of 1 per city, of course. That is a reshuffle card. So that means that technically you would take all of the event deck and you would reshuffle. So we're going to do mobster thugs. That's what these guys are. We're going to pull 2 of the mobster thug counters. Right? Those are mobster thugs. Yes. And we're going to draw a random counter or locations or cities. So at the bottom, it's Moscow. Oop. And we drew Moscow again. Flip the next one. Rio de Janeiro. Hey, hey, hey. My hometown, buddy. The mob's in control of Rio and Moscow now. Interesting. You're practicing for Halloween? Oh yeah. Oh, you did the yeah. That looks kind of. It makes you look dirty. And then what we could do is we could like paint a little blood. We also do a little green. Thank you. Yeah, I like that. That's a good design. I like it. It makes it look definitely looks dirty like you're. Now we can cut your hair. I like that idea. Like, nope, wrong answer, Dad. No cutting hair. All right, back to the game. Da-da-da-da-da. All right, those are the adventures, so we're done with the adventure phase. Now it's the villain phase. They're going to draw a card. I don't remember if I shuffled, so we're going to hit a shuffle a couple times. Boom! It is Dark Ritual. Remains in play. Uh-oh. Villain event power. This card plays on the table. While the villains have at least 1 artifact that is magic, roll a d6 at the start of each villain phase. On a roll of 4, 5, or 6, we're going to move the villain track up 1. So we can't allow them to get... I'll put them right here. Actually, let's move these guys out of the way. And this section or zone up here is going to be for the villain remains in play cards. Yikes! So basically, when they get one of these that's magic, artifact that's magic. What are they on right now? He is. Oh, I forgot to put the mark. He's on the yellow one. So Colonel Stahl. I like to put the villain right there. Boom. Oh. Oh no, it's a temple, so it doesn't matter. He's not. The temple won't count. If they get the Sword of the Dead, which they're gonna go for it, we got to get the Sword of the Dead before they do. So we got to beat them there. Get over there, Alexander. Then we're gonna do Outpost and Zeppelin step. What that is first is the Outpost. The Outpost makes a die roll for every outpost on the board on a 4, 5, or a 6. They're gonna spawn a Nazi soldier randomly on the board. Italy. And then if we can't spawn one because there's already one there, then this track goes up. Then we roll for the Zeppelin. And where the Zeppelin's going to travel the number of spaces, moving points toward Persia. Oh, it's only one. He's not going to make it. So Persia is here. They're way over here. He could go to the Western Pacific because it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get there, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 6 to get there. Yeah, it's an old shirt if you want to cut it up. Yeah. Yeah, you could. Want to do the shorts too for you, Zombie? Yeah. But you know what? We could get a. We can do stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But if we go this way, it was on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so that way is the faster way. So he's gonna. The Zeppelin would go out to the. And he would start his journey, and then he's gonna get redirected. Then the next thing is the villain's adventure. You start from left to right. So Colonel Stahl is going to roll his number of search dice, 3. And remember, he's successful on a 3, but he wounds himself on a 1 or 2. So he's going to get 4 dice. And we're going to roll them up. He has a 4, 6, 3, and a 1. So the 1 is going to ding him, which kills one of his soldiers. Because they are... it's a wound. So he gets wounded. It's not a hit. A hit would let him use his defenses. And so he gets 3 successes, which means he's going to grab 3 coins off of the thing. I'm just going to stack them and put them up. Normally, you collect them and you start over here. See how he's got their slots for him right there? We're going to turn them in. Because every 3 coins is 1 up on the thing. He did roll a 1, so he does take a ding, and he's going to have to roll for stability. If a villain rolls a 1, or the player fails a danger and turns into a cliffhanger, you have to roll for collapse. So you roll the number of dice equal to the danger, which is, this is 4 for the valley. So he's gonna roll 4 dice. Let's grab those 4 again there. And we're gonna roll, and any 1s or 2s is a collapse marker. He rolled only 1. So he rolled 1, so it gets a collapse marker. So what we do is we take a collapse marker and we place it right there. Whenever there are 4 collapse markers, the thing crumbles. It starts falling down. Bad guys are KO'd. We have to make escape checks to see if we are KO'd. And that's his adventuring. Next is going to be Herr Tuffel. Herr Tuffel is ready to go. He's going to deploy to the board, to the green marker. He's going to go to the Himalayas. As soon as he heads out to the Himalayas, he gets himself a couple of Nazi soldiers assigned to him to protect him. Now I'm going to put Oh, not Himalayas. I'm sorry. The blue one. That's the Sword of the Dead. He's headed there because it's a value of a 5. That's the next highest valued thing. That's actually blue. Oop, sorry. Bam. There he is. And that's all he does. Next turn, he will do the adventuring like the other one. Then we go to the end phase. Acolytes on artifact adventures get success tokens. We check for victory. No, we're not there. We replenish artifacts. Nobody's got one. And then heroes recover from being KO'd. And then done. So now we go to the next phase. Or the next turn. Right. Do it. Let's grab a couple dice. Roll for initiative. She did it again. Or was it her? She rolled a 1. No, that was Moo when she did that. He's a 5, so he's going to go first. But she rolled a 1 on initiative, so she's going to get an event card. And it is Rescue. Play on any hero, including yourself, when they complete a danger. That hero may immediately draw an ally card. Limited 1 victory card per danger completed. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't come along. Nice. Oh, we could ding somebody. In the jungle? Nope, they're in the heartland and he's in the desert. Blech. All right. Now for movement. So he's first. He's going to roll a die for movement. Oh, we would untap adventure cards. He rolls a 5. He's got his movement to get there. 1, 2, 3. He's going to come over here. He's going to try to beat old Herr Tuffle to the artifact. Then she's going to roll. She rolls a 5. She could go to the temple to try to steal it out. Or she could go over here because this one is Mystic. Or that's the magic as well. Kind of scoop them up to keep them. Oh, you know what I totally forgot? I'm going to do her turn and then we'll do all the personal things. She could go there or she could go there. We only got 5 though. So that's 1, 4. Oh, she can get there. Or does she go to bother her to? Only got 3 coins left. She can snatch them up. Victory points. You know what? Let's do it. She's going to go there to try to stop him. All right. Then something that I forgot to do. Actually, I just noticed like 2 different things. One of the expansions is docks. It's a dock token. On the backside of the dock token is good or bad things. So basically, you go when you do a city action before you decide to take any, do anything in the city after you played the card, the city event card. You then have to choose if you want to flip the docks. You don't have to, but you may. Fun little thing that was added in one of the expansions. Should be 7 left over when I complete this. Yep, okay. They basically, when you draw them, they go back in, and then anytime you have to reshuffle the city deck, they are shuffled. You redraw, shuffle and redraw, and fill the docks that don't exist or don't have a dock marker. Then we're gonna draw. Now we're gonna do our personal. We're gonna each draw 2. All right. She has researching death. Recover a death artifact. If she does, her reward is that from now on, she gains +2 adventure dice on all tests while at death adventures. Are there any? There is one, the Sword of the Dead. We got to get that one anyway. Oh, but she can't. The other one is defeat a Crimson Hand enemy in combat and gain straight up gain a thing. But we would have to defeat a Crimson Hand. Kind of like the death one, so she's going to hang on to that one. Put it over here for now. Discard that one. All right. Alexander Cartwright. He has Thrill Seeker. Recover an artifact with dangers 5 or more. That's a 5. He could do that when he's there to try to recover it. He would get 4 fortune right off the bat. Ooh. Oh no, 5. That's not 5 danger. That's 5. I think that's 5 danger. So only that one. Oh man. Then the other one is research fate. Recover a fate artifact. If you do, you get a +2 adventure dice when on fate. Okay. We do not have any fate in the. Now this classifies those icons are there. So if you were in the temple, you would get it for that. But you're not going to collect it, so it's not good. So do the fate, do the recover. That one next. 4. Oh, +2 on fate. All right, you know what? He's gonna give it a try. He's gonna keep that one. He's gonna try for the if he collects 5 or more. Recover an artifact with worth 5, danger 5 or more. All right, so that was their turn. Now they're gonna actually do their actions, depending on where their heroes are. He is actually at the blue marker, so he's got to do 5, and it's of the dead. So after all dangers, you have to fight zombies. So it only needs 3 though to snatch it out. So we're gonna draw. Boom. His first is underwater diving. Your search has led you to the water. Suit up in your heavy-duty diving suit and descend into the dark depths below the surface. Cunning 5+ for 2 successes. So his cunning is only a 2. But I only need 1 5 on him, so let's get it. Oh. Oh, I gotta remember that. I didn't do that earlier. When drawing events, I get to draw 2, pick 1. And he technically can exert himself. That's his other ability. So we're gonna roll. Give me some 5s. Give me some 5s. We got 1 5. So that's 1 success. He needs a second success to complete. So we're gonna pick these dice up and roll them again. And we're gonna give me another 5. Oh, a 6 and a 5. Oh yeah, there you go. You kind of okay. Yeah. Okay. And then what we can do is, like I said, we can fray it a little bit. So it's not doesn't look like a fresh cut. You know what I mean? We can do that in time. So it's got to go. Got your little zombie outfit. Just being creative. All right. So that's his first. He succeeded at it. So when you succeed at a test, you basically get a marker that's going to indicate that you have done one of the 3 required. So I can press on, or I can camp down. When you camp down, you gain the glory of all dangers you have done so far, and then you heal fully. He's not hurt, so he's going to push it. He's going to go. You only need 3. Draw a card. So the next test after the underwater diving is a high-speed car chase. You'll have to step on the gas if you want to get away. It's an agility 5, but it's a deadly test, so I have to get both successes on 1 roll. The danger driving test, his agility is a 4. I need 2 5s on this roll. Scary. You got this, boy. You can do this. A 4. No, it's a 4 and a 2. He got 1 success. So I would normally fail this. However, he is experienced, so he may always exert to add extra adventure dice to a test, even if not in a cliffhanger. So he will do that. He's going to take a ding, 1 point of health, to gain a die. Give me a 5. With a 1 in 3 chance of passing the test. He fails. I believe I can continue to exert. We'll do it 1 more time, and then I'll double check the rules if I don't get it. No! We got it. We're going to do it one more time. That's half his health right there, guys. Come on, 1 in 3, 1 in 3. Nope, that was 3, and he never got it. So I wasted all of that. So sad. Let me double check. It's spent anyway, but I want to double check the rule. Hitting the wrong button. Oh, I'm checking the wrong. I'm sorry, I'm checking. You know what? Again, I have the box open. So I have the Crimson Hand and the Treasure Hunters booklets. It's going to be the Crimson Hand. I need my pair of glasses. Here it is. Deadly Test. Oh, I'm so sorry. He would have had to taken 2 hits on Deadly Test. On regular tests, regular cliffhangers, it's 1. Um, and and in this case, since he has an exertion, which says he can, they always exert to add an extra adventure die to a test, even if not a cliffhanger. So technically, he's beat himself up. That sucks. I'm just gonna set him at 5 because technically he would have knocked himself out, and you can't do that. You can't knock yourself out. But I don't want to let him get away with that third roll without anything, so we'll do that. So he loses the underwater diving one, but he keeps the success on it. This high speed chase flips over to a cliffhanger. He keeps that, but he goes to cliffhanger. His turn ends. So we move to Angel Espinosa, who is now at the temple with Colonel Staub. She's gonna try to adventure there, grab the about the top card. All right, hers is a maze of caves. Find your way through the cavernous maze or attempt to decipher the ancient markings scratched into the wall. So it's a cunning 6 for 2 successes or a lore 5. The lore test is easier, but she's got 1 more cunning. So 3 dice and you need a 6, or 2 dice and you need a 5. I don't know. I think she's going to try the lore. So she's going to do 2 dice, and she needs a 5 or higher on at least one of them. Both would be preferable. She fails. Boo. Fails. All right. That automatically flips over and ends that turn for the players. Now we move to the villain phase. Draw a villain event card. Upgrade. Put this card on a random villain. He's going to gain a +1 search. He becomes a hunter. There's 2 villains, so we're going to say odd is the colonel, even is Herr Tuffel. It is even. Herr Tuffel gets the card. There we go. All right. So now Herr Tuffel is going to have a 5 search. Oh, and getting 6s as doubles. Yikes. All right. Then we go to Outpost and Zeppelins. Outpost rolls. We only got 1. We make a die roll. It is a 4. They are going to put a soldier on the board. The British Isles. So a soldier's going to... They got some Germans working in the British Isles. Then the Zeppelin's going to move. We toss a die out. He's going to move toward South Africa for 4 points. That's easy. Whee! 2, 3. Gets to South Africa and drops off that guys. Then Villain's Adventure. Colonel Stahl, 3 dice. Da-da-da. He gets 2 2s and 1 5. So the 1 5 nets him a gold coin. But the 2 2s are going to ding him. Now they are not ones, so we do not have to worry about collapse. But he does hurt himself twice. He kills that soldier, and he's going to take the other hit himself. He takes a ding while he's adventuring in there. And then Hackful, who now has a search of 5 dice. Okay, 5 dice. He's trying to get the Sword of the Dead. He needs 3 successes. He gains a 1 and a 1. That's 2 hits. So he's going to kill both of his Nazi soldiers, defending him from whatever nasty traps are there. You know, guys go first. But he rolled a6, which is 2 successes, and the 2 is nothing. Thank you. 2 successes. Ooh, that's scary. But good point. Good thing is with 5 dice, he could have easily have won the day. He did not. So he's going to get 2 successes out of the 3 needed for that. So, okay, thank you. I should be there shortly. I think I opened them all. I'll double check and set my alarm. I think I opened Galveston. Or did I close? I think I opened. I'll double check. I'm sorry. I'll pull the app up and I'll double check. I know. I'm bad about that one. Okay. That was the villain adventure. The end phase. Acolytes and artifacts. No. Check for victory. No. They only got 1 point. We got none. We replenish artifacts. We haven't got any. And then the heroes recover. All right. So now we're going to roll for initiative again. God, good Lord Almighty. She got a 1 again, and he gets a 5. So he goes. She rolled a 1. She's going to draw an event card. Oh, it's a play immediately. Spread of darkness. Oh, no. Place a Nazi soldier into any 3 empty land spaces on the board. Limit 1 per space. They're looking for something. Let's just hope they don't find it. So, but we get to choose, and it's typically the first player, but usually what I do is, look, Antarctica. That's a nice safe spot for one to be out of the way. And then we put one somewhere where we could kill him if we need to, like the Outback. And all right, they're on the board. Places we can kill them. They interrupt movement too, so we got to be careful with that. Then we roll for movement. He goes first. He rolls a 3. He cannot move. He's got he's on a cliffhanger, so he can't move anyway. She's also on a cliffhanger. She rolls for movement, gets a 3, so nothing. So now we have to resolve. Then we go to the adventure phase. He into the water. So nice. So he's doing a high-speed car chase and went over the cliff into some water. As water floods the car, you have only moments to live. Break out a window or escape through the trunk. Agility 6 or higher, or combat 5 or higher. He's a combat 3, agility 4. Oh, man. So it's agility 6. 3 dice with a chance of getting a 6. Or 4 dice with a chance of getting a 6. Or 3 dice with a chance to get a 5. We'll do the 3. Why not? He's a man. He's going to rough it. So 3 combat. I need a 5 or higher. Give me. Come on, we got this. There it is. 5. He's successful. Whew. Close call. All right. So he succeeds. So he gets the glory right away. Because I believe cliffhangers, you get the glory right away and the cliffhanger is resolved. But it also gets him a success. So he gains 2 glory. Not the whole act. All right. 2 glory, and that also nets him a success. So if he does it, but he's so wounded. If I don't do it now, they're gonna get it, and they're gonna get that mystical one. He's really, really risking it. If he does it. Let me double check on the cliffhanger real quick. I want to make sure I'm doing that right. Oh, cliffhangers. The next game round, they have to do a hero that is currently in a cliffhanger may not move away from the new move phase. He may still roll for movement. If the cliffhanger has failed, the hero is KO'd. They may exert themselves. If a cliffhanger is overcome, he immediately gleans the glory for the cliffhanger and takes the danger marker for completing it. The hero now has the option to press on or camp down. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. All right. So if he camps down, he's gonna heal all the way up. But now he's one away from getting that, and Herr Teufel is 2 away, rolling 5 dice. I think he's got to do it. So he's gonna try to snatch it out from under him, under Herr Teufel. So now he has to gambling den, danger luck mob, glory 2. You find yourself in a smoky back alley gambling den in a high stakes game of cards. What else? What could possibly go wrong? We're going to choose a number between 1 and 6 and roll a dice. Roll dice equal to my cunning. If any of the dice rolled is my number, the danger is passed. If not, the test is failed and goes to a cliffhanger. His cunning is a 2. I'm going to roll 2 dice, and I have to pick a number that he's going to get. He's been rolling 4s and 5s. Maybe let's go 5. I picked the number 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Give me a 5. Give me a 5. Please give me a 5. No, I got a total of 5. So sad. Can't exert because even if he could. Flips to a cliffhanger side and the turn ends. Oh, sadness and despair. Worth a try. Alright, so Miss Espinoza. She gets to roll for movement, but she cannot move. She's in a cliffhanger. She rolls a 6, so she's not going anywhere. Ooh, I'm just 4, 5, 6. Oh, with a 6 movement, she could have got there and tried to snatch that out from under. But she's unfortunately doing Lost in the Dark. Push further into the dark or make your way toward the noise up ahead. Fight, draw an enemy card and fight it. Or do a cunning 6 for 1 success. Her cunning is a 3. Let's draw an enemy and fight it. We draw an enemy card. We draw a random enemy. It is just some hired goons. They roll 5 dice with 4 wounds. Ooh. 1, 3, 4, 5 dice. She has 4 combat, so guess what? Heck or trap? Nope, cliffhanger, underground, lost. Dang it. Alright. We roll them, roll them, roll them, roll them, roll them, roll them. Alright, they rolled a 1, a 1, a 3, a 3. 1 hit. She has a defense of 1, so she soaks it. She rolled a 3, which is a miss. A 2 is a miss. A 4 and a 4. That's 2 hits. Oh, half the wounds needed. So another combat round ensues. Yikes. Come on, we got him. Kill him. Kill him. All right, they got 1 hit. 4 is a second hit. 1, 3 threes are misses, so 2 hits. She takes 1 because she soaks 1. She deals 1, 2. She does 3. They are toast. They're worth 5. Ooh, nice. That's a 5 marker if you haven't noticed. It's got a little Roman numeral 5 on it. All right. She beat them, so she does also gain. Oh, no, she's at the temple. So she gains 1 of these fortune. Ooh. Oh, she went to a cliffhanger at a thingy. Dang it. Okay. So when she went to a cliffhanger the first time, she would have had to roll 4 dice, and any 1s or 2s causes to get a collapse mark. 1 of them. Right. So we put just 1 collapse marker on. Oh, she did. There is a collapse marker. Oh, that was from the Colonel. So there's the second collapse marker. 2 more, and this tomb is going to cross, but it only has 1 more token anyway. All right. She now has to choose. Oh, is there going to go around this one? 2. Excuse me. All right. She has to decide if she's going to camp down to heal up or keep going. I think she's going to keep going. There's only 1 coin left, and she can snatch the temple up. So she goes, and it is Stone Guardians. Standing watch for countless centuries, these stone warriors stare through you with hateful eyes. Lore 5+ for 2 successes. I need an extra 1 if I'm in a desert. I'm not. I'm in the Heartland, so no desert in the Heartland. All right, so lore 5s. Oops. Lore's only a 2. Jeez. All right, give me a 5. We want to win this. Steal it from the Germans. Oh no. A 1 and a 2. Boo, 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 boo. Dang it. This is a white die. Have you seen that die? Oh well. That's all right. All right. It flips. It is a temple. She has to roll 4 dice. Any 1s or 2s? There is a 2. Oh, so close. There's a 3. It's another collapse marker. And she's done. Excuse me. And that's it for our adventures. Oh, oh. Hold on. She could play this on a. Oh no, jungle space. Dang it. We don't have our villains are not in jungle spaces. She could have just whacked one of the guys, but so sad. I thought we would get lucky. All right, so drop villain event. Oh, nope. Wealth of Evil. Dang it. While this card is in play, anytime a hero sells an artifact in a major city, roll a d6. On a 1 or 2, the artifact is secretly purchased by the villains and they gain it as though they had collected it themselves. Move the villain track as normal. Oh, they are sneaky. Wealth of Evil. All right. Base. 3, nothing. Zeppelin moves 4 toward the Ivory Coast. One, 2, 3. Right. Villain's Adventure. Colonel is at the thing. He gets 3 dice. Either going to hurt himself or he's going to get it. One of the two. Dang the luck. 2 4s, so he's going to get it, but he hurts himself. Doesn't matter. I'm going to put it back because it doesn't matter. Because he would have hurt himself, but he got 2 successes. So he gets the last of the coin. One more and they get a point. He's also going to get 2 points for the artifact, which he's going to actually pick up the temple. Excuse me. And then these technically get discarded. We don't carry them. All right. And then Colonel Stahl goes back to the base. Is considered ready, and he's fully healed. Now, Hartufel. 3, 4, 5 dice. He only needs 2 more to snatch up the blue one. There it is. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so sad. All right. But he got 2. Dang it. Oh. He would have had a -1 defense and something else. I don't think it would have mattered. Maybe 1 less die, maybe, but when you're in an area with heroes and you don't have any guards, they're a little intimidated by that. So they have gathered the Sword of the Dead. Now going to fetch them those 2 icons. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dong, dang it. All right. So sad. Tried. We tried and we failed. All right. That is the end of the villain adventure. So we move to the end phase. Acolytes and artifacts. Check for victory. Replenish artifacts. Ding, 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 ding. All right. So the first one, the blue one, is the amulet of Loki. The Norse god of mischief and magic, Loki was a vile trickster, taking every opportunity to confuse and confound the targets of his treachery. Gear may not be used during this adventure, so if you're doing it, you can't get any gear. And it's a 4/4. So it's 4 fortune, 4 glory. Then and it's going to be located in Germany. Oh, the fun. And then the next one, the heart of time. To control time and space is to control the universe. Even a small influence over the sands of time can create ripples that drastically change the course of the future. But beware, not even the wisest of men can see all ends. Any dangers not complete during the current game round do not count towards recovering the artifact. What the? Any dangers not complete during the current game round do not count. All right. Forbidden Islands. Dun, 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 dun. Madagascar. All right. There they go. Oh, and that is no longer 2. Jungleese. Regular jungle, not deep jungle. Oh, all right. All right. That is a reset to the round. Go one more, and then I think I'm going to go to bed. I got to work in the morning, and it's already 12 o'clock here. So we'll do one more round. Roll for initiative. He rolls a 6. He rolls a 4, so she gets to go first for a change. He rolls a die for movement. She rolls a 1, gets an event card. Can't move anywhere because she's uh-oh. Expedition leader. Play immediately. Play on any hero, including yourself. That hero may now carry up to 3 more gear than normal and may purchase common items for 1 glory less each to a minimum of 1. Well, look at that. He's now, I'm going to put this in. He's now an expedition leader. Isn't that fun? But remember, we got to remember too, by the way, during the villain phase, we're going to roll a die on a 4, 5, or 6. The villain track's going to go up 1. We got to go steal that from him. I think we can steal it by the Zeppelin, but I'll have to double check that one. All right, so she can't go anywhere. She's on a cliffhanger. He is also on a cliffhanger, so he's going to roll. He rolls a 6, can't go anywhere. So she's going to resolve her cliffhanger, which is living statues. The stone guardians have come to life, and they seem angry. Fight dice 3, wounds 5. And they have 1 defense. I could try to escape on a lore 5 test. Her lore is only a 2. All right, well, let's give it a try. 4 dice. Here we go. Come on. Kick your butt, kick your butt, kick your butt, kick your butt. 1 hit and a miss. So her defenses will soak that, and she deals only 1 hit back. He also has a defense 1, so they plink. Try again. Uh-oh. 5, 5. So 2. That's 1 hit's going to get through. He's going to do 1, 2 hits as well, so 1 is going to get through. Next round. Great miss. 1 hit soaked. 4 is a hit. 5 is a hit. 2 and 3 are misses. So 2 hits. He soaks 1, takes 1. Now 5 though. This attrition's gonna be rough. He has a 2 and a 1 and a 4. She soaks. She has a 5, 5, 0, 4. That's 3 hits. We deal 2 more. So 1 more hit and he's dead. All right, we can do it. We can kill him and hopefully not go KO. 1, 2, 2. No hits. I roll 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 are hits. All right, she gets 8 glory right off the bat. Oh my god. 5, 6. 5, 6, 7, 8 glory. Oh my goodness. It is considered completion, but she has nothing at her location anymore. Doesn't matter. Then it's his turn. Same thing. He's going to have out of luck. Nothing worse than a poor loser. Going to have to do an agility 5. My agility's a 4. Or I can fight mobsters, but they gain 2 fight dice. I'm already hurting, so we're doing the agility 4. All right, I need a 5 or higher, I believe. 5s or higher. Come on, boys. 5, 6. That's it. That's 2. Needed it. Glory 3. All right. All right. Ooh. Oh no, his adventure's over as well. Oh, blah. Oh, sorry. Here, Tuffle, you also came back ready. All right. Villain phase. Draw villain event. It's Vile Tactics. I can tell by the picture already. Roll once on the Vile Tactic and move the track marker once. Oh, and we also need to start of the villain phase. Roll a die on a 4, 5, or 6. It goes up 1. It is a 4. It goes up to 5. We need to get rid of that. He's going to roll for a Vile Tactic now. Oh, and it goes up 1 more for that because the card itself says the villain track go up 1. I rolled a 6. It is Occupation. Place a Nazi occupation marker in any city that is touched by a space with a Nazi soldier figure in it. These cities have become occupied. Anytime we move into a city that's occupied, we immediately have to face a Nazi enemy card. If defeated, though, we remove the occupation and the city is liberated. The Nazis have started pushing their way into nearby cities as a show of force. All right, well, guess what? All right, Nazis. Nazi soldier in the Andes, nothing. Nazi soldier in Cape Town, boom. Nazi soldier in the Outback, no. Oh, Nazi soldier in Italy, Rome, I believe. Venice. And oh no, they occupied London. What the? Something going crazy now. I was missed it by 1. All right, that's not good. We don't have to fight anything, right? It's just anytime we move in there with. Okay. Crappers. All right. Then it becomes the outpost phase. The one outpost we have on the board rolls the die. He rolls a 4. We got to put a Nazi soldier down. Great White North. Canada. The Zeppelin. Going to the Serengeti. He can get there as long as he rolled high enough. He rolled a 4. One, 2. Easy peasy. Boom. Then Villain's Adventure. Colonel Star. Highest value is the amulet or the thing in time. And the thing in time is easier. So he's going to that one. Yellow. Sorry. Fall asleep over here. Nodded off there for just a second. So, yep, definitely the last turn. I apologize. And then Tertuffel, he will go to the next valued one. Oh, sorry. Colonel Stahl goes to the highest value with the lowest one, which is that one. He then will go to this one. He'll go to the amulet of Loki because it's the next highest at 4 with a. So that is the blue one. He's going to Germany. And they don't actually do anything. They just travel there. All right, that's it. Acolytes and Artifacts? No. Check for victory. We're hurting. They are at 6 on the victory track. And they need 15. They're almost halfway there. We have none, folks. None. But that's where I'm going to pause it for the day. And I'll take it over tomorrow. Let's go ahead and save it. Save the game, and we'll call it FanG 24-001. Actually, do the date. August 10th. 10/8/24. All right, done. All right, folks. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll continue the adventure soon.